have just been tuned into the Streets Session with your boy Firahs and
Joe MK.
Well, everybody, and welcome back to the Street Sessions, because it's not time chill. This is Royal FM 90.4. I'm here with my boy MK. This is your boy Firahs.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely destroyed. But we are here with Nigeria's finest, all the way from Lagos in Nigeria as well. We've got Ladipoe in the building. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling great, feeling good, man. Big energy. I'm glad to be here, man. Talking to you guys.
He likes the way he's feeling. He likes the way he's feeling.
I know.
I got you in that one.
I know, but I get that all the time. For real.
Talking of big energy, we are going to be talking about the new single that has just dropped, which is actually called Big Energy. Before we get into that, though, we've got to talk about the great 2021 that you've had. Dropping Feeling, which is one of the biggest Afrobeats tunes of 2021. Going number 3 on 3 different occasions. Sorry, not number 3, going number 1 on 3 different occasions. Talk to us about how your 2021 has been.
2021 was definitely a career-defining year for me. But it was bittersweet. It started off with the loss in the family, a really big loss. You know, it's my dad's sister, my dad's only sibling, actually. You know, so this is my aunt that I've known all my life. She's just always been there, just that stalwart person, you know. And so losing her was really tough. And you know, I know 2 weeks later, I won the Headies for best collaboration with for a song called Know You by Simi, which I dropped in 2020. I say those 2 things because they're really connected with why Feeling was my first single of the year. The reason it was selected for me, because another song was being considered, but like the reason why I had to be Feeling was because Feeling says I like the way I'm feeling now. No come use your reggae, it's for my blues and rhythm. So like I choose to like the moment. I choose to be in the moment and be happy about what's happening around me. And I will choose to see like the good. That's kind of like what I took from the song. So to me, like I really enjoy where possible dropping the first song of the year for me more often than not says how I'm feeling about myself or my situation, my career, about something. So I'm so happy that the song went on to do what it did in 2021. It's still going. People are still discovering the song. And I feel like it's going to become a classic song just from Nigeria. It's always going to be there.
It's big in the UK as well. You know, every club, Joe would tell you, we go to a lot of like Afrobeat clubs, and you know, you probably even heard of Shmade Lounge as well.
Shmade
Lounge. Shmade. Shout out Shmade, my boy.
Because because Joe works with Shmade, innit? So whenever we go to the Shmade Lounge, that tune, everyone's singing word for word without
heavy.
I actually missed your show the last time you were out here as well.
Are you serious? Because I did a thing at DL, what's it called? D something in Croydon.
Oh,
DLT.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like a surprise act. I mean, like when brought me out, it was like a surprise thing.
Yeah.
Wicked. It was
nice,
mad.
Nice.
I do need to do more shows in the UK.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I read in The Guardian that you was kind of told that rapping had lost its meaning in Nigeria, so that was the reason behind also releasing Feeling as well. Is that true?
Like over here in Nigeria, there's a narrative around rap music and hip hop music, and you know the feeling of like it doesn't have the same relevance, impact. What they really mainly say is that it's not commercially viable. Right. So I reject that idea. And first, I also don't believe like hip hop is what it is. And it's such a major force in the world. And it's become pop music of its own time and era. I believe that rappers out in Nigeria don't have to make hip hop music. I feel like, of course, the music we're going to make is a fusion of different sounds. Afro beats is a fusion. So are people surprised that the rap music that's going to come out of Nigeria, of course, it's going to be a fusion as well. It's not always going to be on a hip hop beat. nor does it have to be. And I think it's about
Cool.
getting the audience in Nigeria to accept that the rappers out here do not have to make hip hop from the 2000s for it to be called hip hop music. You know, I choose to call myself a rap artist. And the reason why is because that phrase, that word artist means I'll make music first, but I happen to express myself by rapping. You know, so feeling was like another way of me saying that, yeah, this is a rap-based song, and it's picked an Afrobeats hook, and it does what most things do when you put a really good rap verse and a really good R&B hook or Afrobeats hook or whatever together, you make a smash. So it's like, we do this from this continent as well. So I want Nigerians to start to wake up to the idea that, you know, rap-based music is just as viable, it's just as important, and it's just as commercially acceptable.
I'll admit, because I think when Feeling dropped last year, there was a lot of rappers that I will admit tried to do more singing. But after hearing Feeling, then I started hearing more rap on Afrobeats now. Like rappers were comfortable thinking, okay, cool, you can make a commercial rap song on Afrobeat. It doesn't have to be a Drake beat or, you know, a Kendrick Lamar beat. You can do it on Afrobeat. And I think you're definitely the pioneer for bringing back rap on Afrobeat, because it was done before, but people kind of stopped for a bit. So yeah, man, condolences for bringing it back, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like, for me, I just feel like the congrats, I appreciate them, but to me, it's almost like a no-brainer. It's like, how do people not see that this works? You know? So I mean, and we dropped another song. I dropped Running with Fireboy. That's the follow-up single to Feeling as well. You know, and I really enjoyed making that record with Fire. Really, I'm lucky that, because I pick my collaborations carefully, and I'm really fortunate to have picked some good ones. And a shout out to Benson, you know, formerly known as Buju. Shout out to Fire and all the guys I've worked with. You know, I really appreciate how they've come through to push the songs as well with me.
No, shout out, because you've dropped some big hits. I'm telling you, 2021 was crazy. You dropped some big hits.
Crazy,
I want to go back a little bit. University of North Carolina.
UNC.
You were studying biology, and I didn't even know this. I literally just found out as I did my research. You did biology and chemistry. Yeah. That is crazy. How was your experience living in North Carolina and, you know, going to university?
Like, man, bro, like, okay, let me put it like this. I went to a town where, I mean, they didn't have a Walmart at the beginning, because that's just how out of the way the town was. You know what I'm saying? And like, I remember when my mom pulled up. She didn't pull up until the day I graduated. My dad had been to visit, but my mom never got the opportunity to visit. She cried. Yeah. She cried a bit. She cried. She said, "Oh my God, if I had known," because it was so far. It was just so far from everything. But at the same time, I feel like that helped me. You know, there was no distractions. You know, I came in. I was studying. I had classes. You know, I did what I was meant to do. But I now also discovered music at the same time, and I grew. I didn't know I was an artist. I grew as a rapper. And I think it's when I moved back to Nigeria is when I became an artist, because I felt like then it was the ability to rap that I was learning, and I was learning it from American artists mainly, you know what I mean? And then when I came back home, that's when the stories entered my music. The things that I needed to talk about, the things that I thought were important to say started to enter my music. And I feel like when you have stories to tell, that's when you become an artist, you know? And my ability and artistry has grown since then, and then, you know, but the importance of North Carolina is that I met the guys that I started making music with, and I got introduced to the life there, you know, so I'm grateful.
Yes, because I read that you co-funded a group lyrically with was it Jeffrey and Kurt?
Lyrically Equipped, and it's so funny because I was just in America last month, and I was with Kurt, you know. I'm gonna put this video online. I want to play a video of when I need to drop this video I have of when I played him Big Energy for the first time, and he was listening to it. And you know, it's just crazy. It's my first ever producer listening to my new song, and it's just such a special moment, you know. So I mean, like, those two guys, they were gonna be lifelong friends, man. Like, I mean, hey man, I was gonna study biology and chemistry to be a doctor. I came back a rapper. My Nigerian parents are freaking out. I'm freaking out, man.
That's crazy. Because definitely, if you know African parents, they always send you somewhere to come back as a doctor, dentist, teacher. That's what they don't expect you to come back. So even for me, they're like, you're now talking, you're now doing interviews. I'm like, yes. He's like, no, you're supposed to be a dentist. I'm like,
bro. But you know, I really am grateful for our generation in terms of pushing the idea that you can, you can, the things that you have and you see, you can push for them and you can be those things despite the difficulty, despite the obstacles, despite the whole society telling you no. You know, and I feel like that's just really been my career in a nutshell.
Yeah. Because I believe it was 2017 when you signed to Maven Records by Don Jazzy. How did that kind of come about? How did the record contract come about?
I mean, I've been doing my thing. I've been independent. I came home. I was learning the ropes. I was developing, becoming a better and better artist. And I started to rap with a bunch of guys called Showdown Camp, STC. And STC, they're pioneers in the rap space in Nigeria. They've done groundbreaking stuff. They have this album series called Palm Wine Music, and Palm Wine Music has just blossomed into from a mixtape to an actual like show every December. Now they're doing it in the UK. So those are my brothers, and they introduced me to guys I've started to record with. So they gave me a foothold in the game without, and this part is very critical, without saying sign here. And that doesn't really happen these days. Anybody introduces you to anything is at a cost. So they gave me game without having me sign a contract, allowed me to develop as an artist. And eventually they're like, yo, bro, people need to hear your own stuff. They need to hear your own music. Because I was always very different. I would always, because they primarily rapped, but I would break off into weird melodic cadences and fuse my rap with whatever it is I wanted to. And I would also be able to dive into beats that they were like, oh, we're not touching that. That's not for us. There's too much. That's not, you know, so I kind of developed as an artist. But eventually I realized I needed more eyes and ears on me. I knew there was something with me that could go beyond the borders of my continent, of my country. I just needed a platform. While I feel like everybody a label is not the answer to everyone. I had a few labels talking to me at the time. I picked Maven because I felt like they had a lot they wanted as well. They were at a crossroads. Maven had already been well established. They had Tiwa Savage, they had Wande Cole, all these guys. They had Corey DeBello, Ricardo, Deja. But then they wanted to go global. They were a Nigerian label that in Nigeria were big and in Africa were big. But they didn't see themselves like that. They saw themselves in a global space, and they knew that in a global space, they're just another indie label that nobody knows. But that they could be the name. You know, and I like that ambition because that's my ambition as well. Bro, I don't want to work with nobody. No, I don't want to partner with anybody that there's not risking you have to put everything on the line. And if you're not going to put everything on the line, I can't partner with you because you don't need it. You don't need it badly. And I need it bad, you know? So I really like that like hunger that they had despite being this big name. And of course, Jazzy's name is so heavy. Don Jazzy is like, I don't know who you would, you know, who the equivalent is in the UK, but here in Nigeria, Jazzy is like the godfather of like Afrobeats in a sense because of how he's promoted talent and just how much he loves and gives to the space. So like his name carried a lot of weight with me. 100%. So, you know, over time it's something. And I was the first rapper on the label, and it was growing pains. But we out here now, you know. The validation is clear to see. It's clear to see, man.
Yeah, no, I want to say, because interestingly, Afrobeats recently have become such a global genre. I think before it was always mainly UK, Africa, but I think now the States have really taken it in. The rest of Europe are taking it in.
True indeed.
Even Asia now. Listen, the in Pakistan, you're hearing Afrobeat scenes there now. Like it's big.
Crazy.
For somebody like you coming out now, how exciting is that, knowing now that, you know, the ears are really taking notice of this genre?
I think it's so important, man. I think it's really, really important. It's been a long time coming. It's been growing. Literally every year it's grown. And we've hit milestones every single year. So it's something I'm hugely proud of. to be from the continent where it was birthed, and to see how people are accepting it. To see the thing that they love it too. And it's motivating me. I think more than anything, I'm very motivated. At the same time, I'm also like ambitious, because I know that the sound that I'm making, while it's couched in Afrobeat, is driven by mostly rap. Mostly, I'll sing when I need to on a song that requires it, because as an artist, you give the song what it needs. It's not your ego. You give the song what it needs. But like, I also know that as Afrobeats continues to establish itself, what would then happen is diversification is going to come in, and genres that there are many genres coming out of Nigeria will now start to also take hold. So right now, Feeling will be on an Afrobeats record. But then again, they'll start to recognize, okay, it's kind of rap driven, so maybe there's the whole new genre for that. So I am excited to see how things will continue to develop. But in terms of Afrobeats rise, I'm so happy, bro. Just look around this 2022 summer. The artists are everywhere. Some people in Netherlands right now. Some people in America right now. Some
Norway. Norway.
Thames just picked up Norway. Thames just picked up a BET. I was nominated for BET for best. I was nominated for a BET for best international flow. 2021 was actually crazy. I was nominated for BET for best international flow last year, and you know what I mean. Thames just picked up, best international artist at BETs, shouting out Afrobeats and women. Bruh, come on, man. It's amazing times.
What time to be alive.
It's crazy because when I was growing up, specifically because I was born in Sweden, so I didn't grow up in Africa. So whenever my parents would play African tunes, I'd be like, why does nobody want to hear these tunes? Like, your parents be playing all these African tunes.
Yeah.
None of your friends in Europe would know what they are. Like, people just don't know.
Yeah. You only hear those songs in the cookouts and the
or the weddings.
Or the weddings.
And the interesting thing now is I have British people telling me, have you heard this song? And I'd be like, huh? How come I haven't heard it yet? It's crazy.
That's hard.
It's true. It's so true.
That's hard.
It's crazy. So I do think Afrobeat is at a very, very important role. I think African culture needs more promotion in commercial areas, because what they show isn't necessarily what our country is. They show what they think it is, but we're now showing that, look, we can live like the Europeans. We're not exactly different. Few circumstances might be different, but we're all the same people. You know what I mean? It's just a different country. I love the promotion of that, but we have to talk about this big track, Big Energy. Obviously, you dropped it a couple of weeks ago now. Talk to us about this Big Energy. Obviously, I've just played it earlier. I love the track. But let's start with why did you go with the name Big Energy for this one?
I felt like, once again, I felt like it captured the year and how it was brewing. I kicked off the year in February. I went on tour with Fireboy. I caught up with him halfway through. So we did LA together. We did Dallas together. We did a couple of places, San Francisco, Seattle. And I was able to perform with him and to see how far the music was going with my own eyes. It's different to see, you go on your back end, on your Spotify, your Apple Music, and you see, oh, they like it here, they like it there. It's totally different when you're there seeing them sing right back to you. So it started to give me this feeling that, man, it's really traveling, and I'm connecting the face to the song and to the name. And I come back home, there's shows, there's gigs, I need to be in the studio. My neighbor was asking where's the album. Big Energy was flowing through my veins. I started to feel like it's going in the direction that I want it to go. I dropped an EP last year called Providence, which means timely preparation for future eventualities. And I was telling somebody, I was like, I guess what happens when those eventualities do come to pass is big energy, because that's what I'm starting to feel. And so it just made sense when I was in the studio to cut that record, and immediately just became, once I started to like hum the melody, and that's what came to my mind is big energy. And like I said, it captures my year. I'm very, very proud of that song, and I hope it motivates them, especially, bro, the times we're in right now in Nigeria, more than ever, because we have an election coming up. We need that sense of self and sense of value in who we are.
Yeah. No, because I think with Big Energy, I think if I compare it to 2021, I generally believe this tune has the capabilities of doing even better than last year. I think this tune definitely talks about. I think it shows where you are at as an artist as well, because I think when artists have big songs, sometimes songs can sound bigger than the artists themselves. I think what you've done, which I think is very clever, is you found the sound that works, and you've been able to still bring something different. Like you're not bringing exactly the same song again and again and again. Do you get what I'm saying? You're bringing something different. Was that something that you was actually trying to do with Big Energy? Make sure that, you know, you are keeping to the sound that everybody loves, but it's not sounding exactly the same.
Yes and no. I mean, like I think my goal as an artist is to always be authentic. Something of myself has to always shine through. And I say so in that regard, that's just something that automatically comes with that. Once you put on the hat of being an artist, I believe authenticity needs to be part of it. Right. Yeah. I will say one thing. Yes, you do have a point, because I'm really, at least musically, I'm in a very anthemic space. I love anthems. I'm loving big sounds, which is what you hear in Feeling, which is what you hear in Running, and what you hear in Big Energy. Is like you can play this in a big stadium, in a big room. So 100%. Yes, because I'm still into that mindset, you're feeling that sense of Big Energy as well. You know, even a lot of songs that I'm cutting and I think might make the album, they have this sense of scale to them. So you're right. There is a sound that I'm maintaining the momentum of, but the authenticity always had, like, they need to feel like no other artist would have done this, but this Ladipoe guy has come
exactly.
You know, that's what I want. So yeah.
And I genuinely feel like that's what you've done. I think if somebody else did Big Energy, I don't think it will sound exactly the same anymore. Does that make sense? Because when I hear it, I'm like, yeah. This is what I expect him to be doing still. It's a bad tune.
Yeah.
You know,
it adds up. I don't know.
But if I did it, everyone would be like, nah, this ain't it. But talking of 2022 as well, obviously Big Energy being a big single, are you going to be dropping any more singles? Is there anything we should be expecting as well coming in this year?
Definitely more singles this year. One of the things that has never happened to me before, started happening at the end of 2021. I was finding it hard to get into the studio, like because that was just the amount of, like, we were on road. Feeling took us on road. Running took us on road, and like, you know, just getting studio time was tough. You know, so it's so with Big Energy. What I've told my team is like, okay, we've had that new experience, but this time around, we need to make sure studio sessions and being on road are hand in hand and just as important. So like, definitely more singles coming this year. You know, features with myself as well. You know, so more than anything, I'm trying to show Nigerians are stubborn. I'm more stubborn. I'm trying to show them that the way that I present my rap music and my rap artistry, it can fit on any type of track that I so wish. Therefore, I will give you all those sides, as many sides as I can give in a single year, so you can understand when I say that this thing has a presence and it has longevity. So I jumped on the Overdose record with the Maven family, and Overdose is currently tearing things up in Nigeria. I was in Rwanda the other day. It's going crazy in Kigali. So the song that all the whole Maven family is on is an Afrobeat song, but I put a verse on there, and people are surprised that it goes. But to me, it's a no-brainer. Afrobeats and rap, they're made to go together. So it's like, I'll just keep doing the work. I'll just keep educating people, and I'm fine with that. That's what this year is about.
No, I love that. And is there any artists out there that you haven't worked with, whether that's rap, whether that's in pop? Obviously, we got Justin Bieber now jumping on his Afrobeats wave as well recently.
Got Chris Brown out here as well.
Yeah, Chris Brown as well. Chris Brown started doing Wizkid now. Is there any artists out there that you would love to work with?
That's a good one. I mean, because these days, like, based on how my career has gone, I really love the fact that all my collaborations have been this organic thing. But I will, just to give you an answer, I definitely am looking forward to working with, from the continent, Black Sharif. I think that he's just such, like,
that would be a good one,
he's honest. You can't even, like, you can't deny his authenticity. Like, I feel like it's so dope. You hear it in his music. It's not like, oh, I'm trying to drop a big song for you guys. It's like, I'm trying to tell you guys something. It just happens to be a big, damaging record. I love
Yeah.
that. I really feel like
Yeah.
we'll work well together. Bro, I won't even lie to you. This one is a huge overreach, and I love it because that's what my whole career is about. But like, Kendrick has come to Ghana, so as far as I'm concerned, why not? You know, he's been to Ghana. That means he knows what's up. I'm like, because like that's somebody I so admire, and I'll tell you why. I aim one day to drop a body of work that speaks about who I am and where I'm from. And it's not easy as a rap artist to do that and still balance commercial appeal and all those kinds of things. And I'm not just talking about this album. I'm just talking about his career. How you straddle the line between commercial success and critical acclaim. That's who I want to be. To speak, say something real, but at the same time, he's banging in the club. Like that, and to just sit in the studio with that man and just talk to him about that, that would be like, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
can you imagine Kendrick, Ladipoe featuring Kendrick on the album?
See, the thing is, he has come. See, the guy, as far as I'm concerned, because he's come to Accra, so man, all things are possible, man. All things are possible.
Yeah, I always say, I always tell,
clip this.
Yeah, clip this.
Clip this.
Yeah, for real. I said that.
Nah, it's crazy. Nah, because it's true though what you're saying. Because I feel like now Africa is becoming a staple to a lot of these big artists. Because 50 Cent was down there not too long ago as well. He was in town.
He was. I totally missed that. That's crazy.
Yeah, 50 Cent was down there. It was about 4 or 5 months ago. It was down there. It wasn't that long ago. And a lot of artists now are looking at Africa because the growth of Afrobeats now people are saying, you know what, I need to go perform in Africa now. So before it was 100. Just South Africa, but now people are going to Nigeria, they're going to Ghana, Uganda. Like these places are now looking like destinations for artists to come.
Hell yeah.
And
it should.
Do the thing. And they should, yeah, they should.
They should.
What would you say to people who are living in African countries like Nigeria, like Ghana, and they want to get into the music scene? What would be your advice when working in places like Nigeria and trying to get yourself commercial?
You know, I think first and foremost is like, you know, you don't, especially when you're coming out new, remove the pressure. You literally can come out as you. In fact, you need to come out as you, because how else are you going to stay here for a long time? You know, so I do think for me as a rapper in a place where there's so much baggage, I needed to go find out what my own artistry was about. That's why it took me so long to drop my first project in 2018. I needed to know what my artistry sounded like, what it's about, what I liked, what I needed to make. You know, I think enjoy your time doing that. Record a lot of songs. That helps you. Then another thing is look in your immediate circle. Who's down for your cause? Who's down to ride? Pick those people. Those people are future team members. They're future people that become managers, personal managers, business managers, whatever it is, your sound engineer. I do think tap into your own circle first, so that you're coming with a package. Artists that come with, I write with this person. This person is my sound engineer. I think they just do better. And I think you become undeniable. By the time you start releasing these songs on your Instagram or whatever, somebody's going to, if you want to go the label route, somebody might notice you here, or you decide to do a distribution deal instead. I think the most important thing first and foremost is knowing who you are as an artist. It works for me.
Yeah. You know, that's an interesting point when you mentioned check on your team, because the conversation I always have is the importance of not having yes men's in your team, right? You want people to tell you this song ain't it. You want people to tell you, okay, you're drinking too much, you're moving crazy, or you know, don't go here because they won't support you. How important is it to make sure the people around you as well are the right people for you? And how would you say you know if they're the right people?
I think I can't overstate the importance of having a good team. You know, because there's a time when I was, you know, I had a manager, then I didn't have one for such a long time. Then, you know, so I know what it's like to have and not have. I know what it's like to write my own press releases. I know what it's like to figure out all things myself, you know. But the people who end up being good for you, you don't need to beg. You don't need to ask. And to be honest with you, there's usually nothing even formal before you realize that, we're already doing stuff together. Then you now can formalize it. There's a friend of mine we met, she came to do an interview with me, but after that, she would just keep checking in. Like, what's up? Oh, I noticed this song. I like this and that. So we would just keep in touch just naturally. And over time, it became where she was assisting me with the PR, helping me with the press releases, helping me with the brand direction, just naturally. So I think the best team relationships develop naturally.
Yeah.
And also, if you're lucky, you just have the gift to be able to sense. Some people are just bad at picking people. I'm sorry. Others, you just. I personally feel like I know the people that I like. This guy. There's something about this guy that is cool. I see this guy working well with me, bro. Let's do it like this. It's always been a thing. My team always tells me that I'm my best A&R. The A&Rs at the label tell me I'm the best. I'm my own best A&R because I know, and I feel like if you need to be able to develop the skill of picking people who you interact with regularly that you feel like. Let me put it like this: the best team member will have a vision for themselves, and their vision for themselves also works with yours. You just don't force it. You just realize over time that how they see themselves and where they see themselves going, they can see how the two of you can reach there together. That's it. That's what I have built around me.
I rate that. I think anyone listening in right now, if you heard that advice from Ladipoe, take it, because generally
clip that too.
I feel like clip that. This might have to get an Instagram clip.
Click that one time.
So Joe, when you're editing, clip this. Yeah, so
of course.
You have just been tuned into the Street Session with your boy Firahs and Joe MK.
Yeah, I think you asked me a question in terms of the outro. I don't remember what you asked me now though.
Yeah. So I was saying, where would you like to see Big Energy go? How far do you want to see the single go?
You know, like Nigeria only has 2 seasons, rainy and wet. There's really no summer like that. But I would like to see this song on everybody's summer playlist. You know, I feel like not even just summer, you know, because I think with Feeling, what it was is not even about the seasons. Feeling is just a life anthem for your life. It's the kind of thing you want to hear, and it improves your how you feel. I would love to see Big Energy become that kind of song where it's like, right now, I need to be reminded of my value. I need to be reminded about the hard, the road I took, but it took me a while to get here, but I'm here. And that's why I ended the song. We didn't come this far to come this far. So like when you need that extra bit of motivation, Big Energy, I want that to be your tonic, your medication, your anything you need. So to me, I want it to go everywhere.
I respect that. Now, if you're listening live on radio right now, the next tune that's gonna come out, you're gonna listen to next will be Big Energy by Ladipoe. Stay locked in, listen to the track. Now, before we let Ladipoe go as well, Ladipoe, man, anything that you want to say to your fans here in the UK, or even
give us any exclusives? We want the exclusives.
I mean, to be honest with you, what I really do want to say is, like, first and foremost, there's no movement without you guys. I feel like my career is just like we're taking off, like now is the time, and I appreciate you guys so much. You show me a lot of love whenever I'm there, and like I want to build this relationship one-on-one. So I'm going to be coming out there more often at the end of the year. So big shout out to everybody that's shown me love. There's so much more to give, I promise you. And go make sure you listen to every Ladipoe project that's out there right now. That's Tap as well as Providence. Go get clued up. So when we see each other, it can be a congregation. Let's go. But you knew that.
I didn't even tell you as well. Joe's favorite song is Feeling. All he does is sing along to Feeling. I just wanted to embarrass him real quick.
Shout out to Joe. Joe, shout out to you, bro. And let me tell you one thing. I'll tell you guys this little secret. I promise you, and I promise you it's going to work. So whenever you're in the car with your girl or anything like that, or she's in the house, I have this song off my Providence EP. It's called Law of Attraction. I promise you, just play that song.
That's a big tune. I know that tune. Hey, Joe, you got to play it if you haven't heard it. It's a big tune.
Trust me, just play that song. After a glass of wine, it's a wrap. You're not going out that night. You're not going anywhere.
We just got the gem of the interview right there.
Trust me.
Cut the rest of the interview. Just upload this one.
For real.
Thank you, bro, for coming through for the interview and that. And hopefully you're enjoying your time with the family and stuff as well. And we're looking forward to see when you come to the UK. We'll link up at Sinead as well, man.
One time. One time.
Yeah,
Look forward to it,
Of
my boys.
course. All right,
All right,
then.
man.
But anyway, this
Peace,
has been your
respect,
boy
and love, man.
Firahs MK Ladipoe. We are out right now. Make
Yes,
sure you
sir.
go check out Big Energy.
Continue that.
We'll catch you
Love,
soon, man.
guys.
For real. Love. Take care, bro.
Have a good day.
Been tuned into the Streets Session with your boy Firahs and
Joe MK.
Why is this the name of our show, bro?
Because we're the hottest in the streets.
Catch us online, on the go, and on the FM.
Okay, let's go.